ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another Gooner Gathering. Hope you're all doing well this lovely Monday evening. I am your host. I am Lee, joined by my co-host on the channel, the one, the only, Posh Bertie. Sir, how are you doing?
Yes, I'm doing very good. Thank you. It'll be a very interesting video to cover, to say the least. But yeah, I've managed to recover from Saturday. We'll talk about that later on. How are you?
I'm doing okay, mate. I'm not too bad. I've had a jolly busy old day at work, but I thought I'd come on here tonight just because of our loyal following on Gooner Gathering. The channel is growing massively, and I thought it'd only be right just to, we've got to cover the good times. We've got to cover the bad times, right?
Absolutely.
But we'll do it with a smile on our faces, and we'll jump straight into it. I guess I think what we probably should do, because the comments are already busy, so I'll just say hello to John, who's in here. He's the first one here. Yeah, hi John, welcome in. And what I mean is, when I said for John to DM me, just so I know your social media contacts is what I mean. So DM us on the Twitter, and then we can have a little chat. And that's us at Gooner Gathering. And just please like and share all this out to the social media sites: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Discord, TikTok, WhatsApp. Anything else? Is there anything else? Are we missing a social media site there?
I believe we have a MySpace.
MySpace.
But yes,
you
and
can't forget that.
Bebo. But yes, thank you, John, for that.
Yeah, much appreciated. And don't worry where everyone is, John. We'll just carry on like we always do. People could catch up with us later on, mate. It's fine, no problem. So look, I think I want to do, as we kind of talk about sort of prior to going live, Posh, is before we act upon our normal silliness and stuff. There is a rather serious story that's breaking out of Turkey this evening, and it's in regards to Christian Atsu, who you may remember, midfielder, Ghanaian international,
Chelsea youth player, and
Chelsea youth player. Probably played more time Everton and Newcastle United. Currently at Hatayspor, I think that's how they call it in Turkey. I think listen, I was literally made aware probably about 20 minutes ago that there's an earthquake situation going on in Turkey at the moment, and Turkey and Syria, and Christian Atsu is actually missing. So listen, I just wanted to, before we get into our normal stuff, just say, hopes and prayers, I hope he gets found soon. I think some of his teammates are missing as well. So I think there's a recovery situation going on right now.
A goalkeeper for, apologies if I get this wrong, Malatyaspor, Ahmet Ayup Turkazlan. I think I might have mispronounced that name, but he is one of the players that were under the rubble of the earthquake. So yeah, it's terrible. But I really hope they get found.
Absolutely. So yeah, I wanted to bring that up because obviously that's a much more serious sort of story than the stuff that we'd normally cover. Getting into the comments, don't worry, John, I've seen your post. I'll contact you later on, mate. And Matt Roberts is in the chat. He's saying hello to everybody. That's my Facebook reminder to be ready for 7 o'clock. We're already ready for 7 o'clock.
We are raring and ready to go.
We're raring to go. And Matt saying thoughts and prayers going out to the people up in Turkey. So I think now's probably a good time just to get into what we're here for. Is a bit of light relief after a disappointing defeat at Goodson Park, mate. Now, I'll be honest with you, mate. Up until about an hour ago, I hadn't even seen any of it. But
it's all right. I didn't watch the Arsenal West Ham game on Boxing Day, so that's all right. I know how you feel.
Yeah, fair enough. But it's probably a right thing to do to just start
They're not what.
talking about this and how Sean Dyche has come back to haunt us.
Yes, I forgot what losing felt like. Not very
It's
good,
been a
isn't it?
while, isn't it?
Yeah,
Apart from
it's
the
been a
apart from
while.
the week
But yeah,
apart from the week before when we lost to Man City in the cup.
oh yeah, but losing in the Premier League. I forgot what going on a bad run of form felt like. It's
Yeah.
not very good, but yeah, it brought us back down to earth for a minute, didn't we? Yeah, I let's not sugarcoat it. It was very disappointing. It wasn't a good enough performance, in my opinion. I don't think we played that well. I think Everton were probably the better team. I think in that match, which is a shame considering they are a team. With all due respect, yes, they've got a new manager, but they are a team that we should be beating. They're a team that's fighting for relegation. With all due respect, they're a team that squad like Arsenal should be beating, and we didn't. It was a very, very disappointing result, and I know that we did get we will get to that. We'll get to what I'm about to say in a minute. But we had a bit of a get out of jail free card on Sunday, but we'll
get back into that.
I just think if we continue in this form, fighting for the league is going to be even more trickier, and we need to step up our game a little bit more.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you, mate. I kind of agree with you. It was apologies for me moving my phone screen and stuff.
It makes me think that maybe we should have paid the extra money for Casiedo. What it would have been like if he was in the midfield. Maybe would he made a difference? I don't know. It's hard to say, but it looks like. I mean, it's things like this that make me think: will Jorginho, cut the mustard, if you will? Will Jorginho make that much of a difference?
All right. Well, let's go into this. This is for everybody in the chat. This is unplanned, uncensored, unscripted. So we can go off in any direction you'd like, mate. Absolutely not a problem with that. We started the game pretty much, I think, probably like this question mark.
Yes, I think so. Yeah, it was an unchanged lineup. John, I don't really have I do have a YouTube channel, but I've got no videos on it. So, and I don't plan on doing any videos on that channel. So, John, there's no point in me putting my YouTube channel in the chat. Thank you though.
It's very kind, John. Thanks,
Thank
mate.
you, John. John's our new moderator, by the way. I don't think we've said at the moment.
Yeah, I think I may have said on possibly my first run out, my impromptu stream, which we will talk about in a little bit. So yeah, we set out with an unchanged 11. However, the big question mark I had when I heard this starting 11 was Thomas Partey. Now he's been really good and been really. We've quite often talked about it, haven't we, mate? Whereas it's been so important to us and how we've been playing. However, prior to us seeing him on the pitch at Goodson, last time we saw him, he went off at half time in the FA Cup game against Manchester City. My question is, was he fit and ready to play? Should we have played him? And should we have gone in with said Jorginho or another option?
Partey is one of the players who has made a huge difference for us this season. He's been one of the best players in our midfield, and thankfully he hasn't got. I mean, maybe despite the City game, he didn't get injured as much as he did last season, and it's been a good job that we needed him. You may remember during the Man United game where we lost 3-1, Partey didn't feature. Lokonga did. Not saying the blame was on him, but because Partey wasn't there, we lost a great asset in our midfield. So that was why we struggled. And ever since then, before the Everton game, that was the only game we lost when Partey wasn't in the side. And when we lost to Man City, Partey got taken off. So he is a bit of a difference in the team. Now, I don't know. Yes, John, thank you. Give us a like, a subscribe, etc.
Get the
But
algorithm
yeah,
excited.
exactly. But I think yeah, it's yes. I don't know what happened with Partey in the City game. Was it a bit of a knock? I don't know. Was he at full fitness in that game? It's hard to tell. I do think if we started Jorginho, I think missing a player like Partey would have been a bit of a difficult. It's very hard to call, to be honest.
Yeah. I get you. I get you. Well, let's go into it a little bit. Because I don't know if I can talk about it for the whole 4-minute clip that I actually watched on YouTube prior to about an hour ago. But we did have a couple of chances. Certainly in the first half, Saka had an opportunity that Connor Cody kicked off the line, didn't he?
Yes, that was our best chance of the entire game. There were times where in the first half we played quite well and we should have probably got the first goal of the game, but yeah, I don't know.
Sorry. We'll get into the goal in a minute, Matt. We'll get into the goal in a minute. There may have been maybe another chance that Nketiah rather snatched at, which has rather been unlike him, certainly post World Cup, where he's been, causing defensive troubles and all that sort of stuff, because Nketiah had been in the room and stuff. But unfortunately, it was one of them games where nothing would actually fall for him. He rather snatched at a first-time effort. We've gone in 0-0 at half-time. I'm not sure if there's much more happened, really, other than see the old Burnley connection to connect up for the set play.
I said on Twitter, former Burnley player Tarkowski scores from a Sean Dyche style set piece to give
from
Sean
McNeil
Dyche's
taking
Everton.
It, by the way.
Sorry?
From McNeil taking it as well, another former Burnley player.
And Sean Dyche's Everton beat the league leaders Arsenal. I'm not saying football scripted or anything, but well,
sounds like.
Anyway,
do you know what? You're sounding like Goldbridge doing FIFA. That's what
you're
sounding
football's
like right
bloody
now.
scripting.
Yeah,
No,
I can't believe it.
I played the game.
I can't believe it.
No,
I bought out my Mancags set. How have I done that?
I'm the posh Goldbridge, Posh Bridge.
Yeah.
I tried to I think it's very unfortunate, but yeah, the first goal was brought us down to earth, didn't it? From the dizzy heights of winning all the time.
Exactly. I mean, it seems a long way from the game against Manchester United the other week, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But so look, we conceded the goal. Just a little bit of detail in it. The ball came in from McNeil. James Tarkowski hit the header, wasn't really challenged too much, hit it into the near post area. And that was on the 60th minute, I think, just out of memory. I haven't written it down. However, that was enough for the lads from Everton to pick up the much needed. And let's not forget how important that win was for them. I think it's kind of important to get. I know it's hard because I know we're gooners and stuff, but they really, really needed to win to get up and try and get themselves out of the scrap that they're in. But it wasn't really what we were looking for. Our record at Goodson Park is a little bit iffy.
It's always a tough place to go for big teams, but it's at the end of the day, it is a disappointing result, and I do feel that we should have, especially the goal that went over the line in the first half, we should have come away with something, but it wasn't. It's disappointing.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I've said hello to Sam Wilson yet, so I'll say hello to Sam there. And
there he is.
It is so lovely to see.
A brilliant comment from Matt Roberts there. Posh Bridge, something you call a bridge over Peterborough. Thank you very much.
Absolutely fantastic. And here's a good thing to do. If we plug our stream upcoming on Wednesday night. And I'm not thinking this is the last time we're going to talk about Manchester City this stream. But
okay.
the ladies' team are going to be playing against them from the Academy Stadium, I want to say. I think that's correct. Either way, we've got a double-headed with Man City coming up this week. So we are going to be live on Wednesday evening. So keep the eye out on @Gooner Gathering on Twitter. You'll see your notifications come up as long as you've... Thank you, Matt. I knew I was right. Cheers, mate. I appreciate your knowledge, and mate, you've been so helpful to me and me learning the ropes down there. So cheers, mate. Nice one. So yeah, we'll be doing the... I'm going to call it watch along because I don't want to get a copyright strike off our friends down the road at Cannon Chatter. But you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Talking of Cannon Chatter, by the way, I don't know if I've told you yet. Our old boss from there, Stephen, is going to be on the channel in a couple of weeks' time, doing our Desert Island kickabout.
Excellent.
So I am absolutely thrilled to have him back on YouTube for the first time in literally months. So that is one to keep your eye out on there. So if we're going to go chronologically, that was a long word for this time in the evening, wasn't it, everybody?
Chronologically critiquing, yes.
Absolutely. Matt just did butt in Wednesday, Boreham Wood, Meadow Park. I will, as soon as our stream is finished here, I will put on my Facebook page, I will put on the Gooner Gathering Twitter page when exactly we're starting. It's going to be 15 minutes before kickoff. So this is where Matt's going to put the kickoff time in. So, so yeah, as things got quite exciting on Sunday, do you know what? I wasn't even watching the match on Sunday. I have seen Harry Kane's record-breaking goal.
Yeah.
So, and you know what? It's as much as we, might not be biggest fans of Harry Kane just because of where he
is a fantastic striker.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm certainly not going to deny that.
Yeah, absolutely. He made an impression on me the minute I saw him in the very first, I want to say Europa League Cup tie under Harry Redknapp is the first time I saw him. And I thought, my goodness me, this lad has got a bit of potential here. He just looked a natural born goal scorer. There's not many of them about. And who'd have thought he'd used to come out the Arsenal Academy, eh? But Arsene Wenger's done it again. That's what it was.
Yeah, absolutely.
Arsene knew. He knew, everybody, that in years to come, after a bad away day at Goodson Park, once Arsenal needed them, when he was there, just
so much so they sent him to Tottenham, though. But let's not talk about that.
It's fine.
Yeah, hey, he kind of did us a favour, didn't he?
He kind of done us a favour. He got his record-breaking goal, so he's now Tottenham's leading goal scorer. He's overtaken the great Jimmy Greaves. I don't even apologise for saying that because he was a fine gentleman. He is a wonderful man. So, and a Chelmsford guy as well, don't you know? So,
oh wow, okay,
yeah. He spent so much time up my way here, mate, and supporting Chelmsford City and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, bless his heart. It's so I kind of felt, and I think you might have just said it on the stream a little bit ago, that okay, so we didn't get our result away from home at Goodison, but the fact that Spurs managed to get the win against City kind of made it feel like a bit of a get out of jail free card for me. What did you think?
Yeah, absolutely. We've got some comments in, by the way. Luca AFC in the chat. Good to see you.
I hope Luca's doing well, by the way, because I saw he has come off YouTube for a little bit. And Luca, if you could, just give us a DM. Just let me know how you're doing. I'll speak to you later on, mate. Give us your phone number or something. I'll give you a ring.
And Tom is in the chat who says, I must say after the Euros, there was thus a big thing about making the women's matches more accessible to families at the time. I said it won't last long.
Not sure about that, mate, to be honest. But I felt, and yeah, I'll touch upon this because I felt when certainly, and I will give her a massive shout out because I am very, very grateful, and I hope she sees this as well. I am going to bring up Lottie from Cannon Chatter, who kind of introduced me to getting involved with WSL, and I understood as soon as I got involved in doing that I had to really do some homework and really know my stuff, so I could go on the channel and talk about it. And if I hadn't have done that, I'd be sort of almost framing myself, if you understand what I mean.
Yeah.
Certainly as a chap going in, I thought I had to be properly equipped to know my stuff. That's why I spent so much time doing that. And you know what? I've absolutely loved covering it. So, yeah. Listen, WSL, certainly as far as I'm concerned, running this channel with this young man here, yeah, we're going to keep it going here, absolutely. So yeah, look, I don't know what the comments about there, to be honest. But listen, we're definitely going to keep on covering. Matt and Sam have got far superior knowledge than I have on that one, but they've been brilliant with me. And Sam is going to be with me tomorrow night, I understand. So that's going to be no, not tomorrow. Wednesday. Let me get the days of the week right. Days are difficult, aren't they?
Yeah. It's all rolled into one now. Time's a construct of human perception.
I'm not even sleeping, mate. I don't know if you can see my eyes here, dude. You know what I mean? It's just like...
Rest is for the weak.
Exactly. Who needs it? God damn it. 2 hours sleep, that's all you need.
Yes.
So, right. So we need to get going. So,
yeah.
Get out jail free card. We're talking about Tottenham. And another game, Manchester City have come a little bit short away from home. I understand.
And another big game for Man City where Erling Haaland didn't turn up.
Do you know
and
what,
I'm glad more people are discussing this now.
Do you know what, mate? I'll tell you what, are you sure we're not twins or something? We're not separated at birth? Because you literally...
There's a bit of an age gap, apparently, which is odd because I thought you were only like 22. But apparently there's a bit of an age gap. There are rumours, but I don't know.
Yeah. I hear you. I hear you, son. But yeah, it's exactly where I was going to go. It's another game where Haaland really didn't get a touch. Even so, as I was getting ready to present with Matt yesterday for the West Ham game, not like that, for presenting the show for the the WSL game. Sorry, my camera moved. I don't even think I saw Haaland have a kick, to be honest. I think I saw him square up with the referee once. And I decided, as the importance of everything that was going on, particularly from Saturday, I thought, do you know what? I'm ready to go. I can do it Joey Styles. That's the wrestling reference number 1 for the day. That means I was solo streaming it, everybody.
Yeah.
Especially for my Facebook friends who might not necessarily understand my wrestling references. By the way, big up to everyone on my Facebook page, by the way. There was about 100 views on that from the other day, and I am so grateful to all of you, even the Tottenham supporters. Hello, Julie. So
views. They're good
exactly. People. And everyone who knows me knows what this channel's about as well. So and we will carry on providing the entertainment, the family-friendly entertainment, which is more than important to me. Understand what I mean? So, another game, like Haaland goes missing again. Now, is that a concern for Manchester City, or is this just a one-off? What do you think?
Well, it isn't just a one-off, really, because I've had a look at the big games Man City have played, and I look at the even the games they've won, like Arsenal in the FA Cup. Hang on, Posh Bertie has got a baby face. I am a baby face. I thought I was a heel, but okay. Posh Bertie has got a baby face, so it's difficult for me to work out the age. I'm going to say 21. You, my friend, are absolutely correct. I am
Bang on the
21 years
banana.
old. I'm 22 in June. But yeah,
You wait till the Heartbreak Kid Sam Wilson joins us on Wednesday. I tell
yeah.
you what.
Views certainly spike. It's not the only thing that does that, but I think
Hey, family friendly.
yes, I said it's not the first time in a big game that Erling Haaland hasn't turned up. Even the games they've won, like against Arsenal in the FA Cup. Against even the other game against Tottenham, yes, he scored, but it was.
Yeah.
It was. I'm not saying I would have scored it, but it was a very because I wouldn't have. But it was apart from that, he was a bit quiet. The Liverpool game when they lost, he didn't turn up. United game at Old Trafford, he didn't turn up. Even the Chelsea game when they won, he was quiet. The only big game where he actually did do very well was the 6-3 against Man United. And when you talk about a one-off, that was the one-off in terms of he actually turned up in a big game.
Well,
So I think, is it a case of, controversial opinion, but should he be dropped for big games? He's not even there anyway.
goodness me, that is a
I said should he,
controversial.
not he should. But
Yeah. No, that's fine. But my head kind of goes as it will do, being my age. I kind of and you know this probably better than an awful lot of people, that one of my absolute heroes growing up as an Arsenal fan is Ian Wright, and I particularly remember a game against was it Sheffield Wednesday? Yeah, I think it was Sheffield Wednesday, where one of the game's great central defenders in Des Walker literally marked him out the game. Wrighty never had a touch during this match until injury time, 90 minutes plus. He has one kick in the game. Scores. And like Arsenal do, or did back in that era, it was 1-0 to Arsenal and there was no time to respond. I kind of...
A win's a win, though, let's be honest.
It certainly is. And this is where I see Haaland,
Yeah.
He could be one that could be out the game for so long. He is a throwback. He really is an old throwback to the old style centre forward, that guy who sits right at the top of the field. I'll put alongside Wrighty, alongside Gary Lineker, Alan Shearer, that sort of player who will be up there as causing a threat, causing a problem, and he'll literally have one kick in the game and he can score it. So I understand the criticism that's come his way, certainly, and I've seen plenty of it on Twitter today. But an interesting one. It's interesting, maybe a little bit of unrest amongst the City supporters. Can understand it a little bit, to be honest. They certainly wouldn't have expected to go away at Spurs and come away with nothing. At the end of it, they would have been happy getting a draw, I think.
Absolutely. But at the end of the day, it's one of those rare occasions where we're actually pleased with Tottenham. They did us a huge favour, and obviously for now the gap is still 5 points clear. It's still not a
How many?
5 points. 5 points. 5 points. It's not a big lead at the top. Yes, it is decent. It's not like we're 2 points behind or anything. 2 points ahead or anything, which we could have been. But we do have a game in hand, and that game I think is against City. So
exactly.
It's we've still got them to play, and I think they're going to probably want to turn up and go into fifth gear. So but a lot can happen, a lot can change.
Yeah,
it's all to play for.
Absolutely. So, without Noel Kane, hello, by the way. Sorry, I didn't mean to put that up. But hello, Niall again. So the old cliche, looking at the next game, I guess. All of a sudden, Brentford looks quite important for us to get back to winning ways, get back to some of that flowing football. your thoughts on the upcoming game on Saturday, please.
It's a must win. I think it's if you want to get back to form, if you want to actually really focus on challenging for the league, we have to win it. I think the loss to Everton is a wake up call for us. We need to start doing well again. And Brentford at the Emirates. If it was away from home, I'd be a bit more. Yes, I know we did beat them away from home last time, but now in this time, if we were away from home, I'd be a bit more nervous, especially considering what they did against Liverpool. But yeah, I'm again. It's important to use the term cautiously confident, and that's what I am going into the Brentford game. I think we will win it.
Yeah.
I think it's but I think they will definitely put up a fight against us. But I think we'll edge it. We'll scrape it.
We have to remember as well how good Brentford are. I mean, it wasn't that long ago.
They're good against the big six teams.
I'm just mainly thinking of Liverpool when they went there and absolutely destroyed Liverpool with the set plays, and specifically easy for me to say with the corner kicks.
Yeah.
I do have a little question. I don't know if you can answer this for me. This Ivan Toney investigation thing's taking a rather long time, isn't it? Can we get him out? I'm joking.
I wouldn't bet on that, Lee.
Oh, ouch.
But no, yeah.
Cue bad joke on the shorts coming up, everyone.
No, yeah, I think
for more quality content, keep on subscribing.
We'll have to see how it goes, but I'm hopeful ahead of the Brentford game.
Yeah, I think you have to be, and you've got to be. Our record at home is absolutely exceptional. I think the only sort of down point, black mark, if you will, is the Newcastle game where they literally played about 8-9 defenders. And that's probably one of the very few games that we haven't scored. So we'll see how that all plans out.
It was the first and hopefully the only 0-0 we'll cover on the channel.
It's
quite a stressful.
Covered a 0-0 yesterday on the ladies' game, mate.
Oh god! One I haven't covered anyway.
Oh,
yes. But
I'm the posh one. I don't do 0-0.
Don't watch any 0-0 draws. But no, it was I remember it was a very stressful game to watch, that Newcastle game. Hopefully it will be. Hopefully it won't be the case for Brentford.
Exactly.
You don't me on talk about a fake team in London. We already did talk about a fake team in London. They gave us a bit of a favour against City. So
exactly. Right. Talking of City, segue time. Now I'm not sure I'm educated enough, totally understanding the concept of what has happened today. But so Manchester City have been charged with over 100 counts of issues regarding financial fair play, ranging from 2009 to 2018. This could lead to any name of ramifications in terms of, I don't know, this season, past seasons gone by. I don't think it's a total surprise because I do have a little bit of a back memory in my head. In they're investigating some odd activity, if you will. Goldbridge summed it really well, actually, when I watched his stream at lunchtime today. And he was talking about the amount of money that comes into the club and from where City were to a, sort of, I don't want to bring up the figures because I'm going to get them wrong. Comparing City to the likes of Manchester United, Liverpool, Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, that sort of, caliber of club, and the finances weren't really making an awful lot of sense. What do you make of it? How do you feel that the Premier League are going to be dealing with Manchester City going forward?
So the news was broken by someone called Martin Ziegler, not related to Dolph. Man City charged by Premier League with numerous breaches of financial rules following a 4-year investigation. Range of sanctions possible include points deduction if breaches are proved. I don't. Potentially, there's severe punishment such as getting expelled from the Premier League. I can't see that happening, in my view. I think people have said that whilst they can't appeal against the punishments, there are some potential routes that they can take. Again, I'm not fully educated on this, but I think there are some potential more routes they can take where they can actually sneak an appeal in. If that makes sense, but I can't see them getting expelled from the. This might be famous last words, but I can't see them getting relegated by default. I can't really see them. I think. I don't know what's going to happen. I think they will probably end up getting a transfer ban akin to Chelsea, and maybe a bit of a fine. Quite a big fine, I reckon. So I points deduction, I'm not sure, but I can't see them getting expelled from the Premier League. I think they're going to get some big lawyers. I think they're going to get some of the good lawyers in, I reckon.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. I do think you're right on that one. Yes, they're going to spend money.
I'm not keeping my. I wouldn't get your hopes up. I don't think you're going to see City in League 2 next season.
Not
Playing
again.
Ebbsfleet.
It's coming soon, guys.
Oh my word!
And we'll bring that game to you live here.
We will. Serious. We will. If that happens, even if especially if it's an FA Cup game nerext season or something, this is becoming an Ebbsfleet gathering. If that happens, I'm just saying. But yeah.
You're rebranding my channel, mate. What's going on there?
If next season, providing we're all still alive, which hopefully we will, if Ebbsfleet are we will be. We are young men. We're both very young men.
You are.
If Ebbsfleet get to the third round of like the FA Cup and we get a team like Tottenham or even Arsenal, that game has got to be shown on live television, and we're doing a watch along of that. But yeah,
live on YouTube.
Absolutely.
So listen, my thoughts on this one is that first and foremost, the thing that goes into my head is don't forget not so long ago Rangers in Scotland were taken right the way down in the Scottish League. And this is very close to me. As I've mentioned previously, my dear old granddad was a Rangers supporter. And their financial misgivings and whatnot led to them being expelled from the SPL. My head also goes towards slightly different situation, but Juventus in the and by the way, this is Conte's Juventus. Who were obviously found guilty of certain other charges, and they were stripped of titles and stuff like that. I'm not a fan of the FA taking titles away, anything like that. But
you can't really take titles away from something that happened in the past in football. It's
exactly.
It's been done.
But for me, any sort of financial penalty, anything like that, is irrelevant. It's not enough. And this is a big if, I'm going to be as sort of down the line journalistic as I possibly can on this one. If they are found guilty of a breach of rules and regulations for 100 times plus, Well, I mean that's going to be up for debate. I will say this. I don't expect a rapid outcome on this, and I don't expect this to affect how Manchester City play.
Yeah.
If anything, it might spur the players on a little bit. Frankly, that's just my feeling. That the mentality of they're all against us and all that might go into the dressing room. See, it's balanced, right?
Yeah.
But my feeling is if they have got that concrete, and that's the thing, in any sort of legal case, that's that evidence that's got to come out. If they've been done of anything that's out of line, out of regulation, they have to be punished in the most way. And the way it's going to hit them is a European ban and the demotion from the Premier League, and that might just write off the City dream story. But listen, that's just my view. We will see what happens in the investigation coming up. Going to bring up some comments, I think. So talking to City, actually, John's saying, do you think Man City will win the FA Cup? It's fair
Who
chance
knows?
of it.
Potentially.
It's got a better chance than Arsenal, haven't they, mate? Matt Roberts. Now, Matt is a man of reason, so plenty of other clubs have done it before or had those issues. Portsmouth is another one. 5-year investigation. Sorry, I've moved my camera again. Still ongoing. And it's Matt.
I saw that. I saw the comment.
I know. It's an ongoing joke from the other day, and I love it. As long as Norwich don't come up to replace them, anyone but Norwich. Go back to our deadline day stream.
I think you're stealing my posh gimmick. Oh, those Norwich people. Filthy Norwich peasants.
Don't like it. Don't like it up there. Fair enough. Listen, as long as we're making people laugh, that is what is important. Right, so that just about covers everything from the Manchester City point. I know we sort of covered on it quite brief, but I don't feel that I know enough about it to go any more than that. It was just an initial reaction to the story that I saw. Certainly, I saw it during lunchtime today when I was very rushed, and I've had a very busy day, as you can tell. I've been at the sunbed again, so
yes, looking very tanned.
Oh yes, you know it, mate. You know it. There is a little bit of news if you want to talk about it, just for the sake of getting up to about 45 minutes. And it is a real good question for you in terms of striking options for Arsenal and potentially next season.
Right.
Florent, how do you say his name? Balogun. Got another hat trick in the he got a hat trick in the French league the other day. He's now the French league's top goal scorer. He's got 14 goals in 11 appearances. Kylian Mbappe is trailing him by 1 goal. Now, where do we think Balogun's going to go from the summer? Do we think he's going to be let into the Arsenal squad?
Yes, well, he's taken the Saliba route, hasn't he? When he does very well on loan, then comes into the first team. I remember when Balogun came on as a sub, I think, against Brentford last season, the one where we lost. He didn't impress me, really. He didn't particularly excite me at all. I'm glad he went out on loan. He's managed to really definitely make the use of the loaning experience. And yeah, I really hope he can take the Saliba route and become a very good player, because it seems like it. I think it might be bad news for one Edward Nketiah, but it means we've got plenty of viable striking options,
which we are likely to need, particularly if we're going forward in Champions League potentially. I don't want to count my chickens and everything, but you know what I'm saying. You know, we're talking.
but
Yeah,
we're
talking
going
a
to
level
need the
up,
squad depth,
potentially.
obviously. Yeah.
Fair enough. Other loanees making an impression over the last week or so. Ashton Trusty. You familiar with the American?
Yes, I know we signed him, and I made a joke because we have I made a joke saying we have American owners, and we thought we signed Austin Theory because that's what it sounds like, Aston
Certainly does.
Trusty.
Certainly
But
does.
yeah, I know we signed him. I don't know anything about him though.
Before I do anything else, it's very, very important for me to do this. Hello, Anna. That's my dear wife in the chat. Hello.
Hello.
Much love, Anna. Thank you for jumping in. So listen, I bring up Trusty because he scored a injury time winner, 97th minute against Swansea with the header near post from the corner. So I just wanted to bring that up. Other loanees making an impression of. Hi, Anna. Matt says I didn't know Trusty was still at Birmingham. Yeah, he is absolutely. The goalkeeper Arthur Onoko, I think is playing for Stern Graz in the Austrian Cup. I'm sure you would have watched this game, Posh.
Absolutely, I have a burning desire for this football league.
Absolutely. Well, in fact, the Austrian Cup is where I'm going here, mate, because they were playing RB Salzburg, and
I know them.
Yeah,
they're a good team in Austria,
and Arthur managed to save 2 penalties in their penalty shootout win, so they progress in that competition. So that pretty much concludes everything that I have got written on my piece of paper over here. Yeah. So short from that, I think we should probably just point everyone in the direction of Gooner Gathering here on the YouTube channel. I know people might be seeing us on Facebook, on my channel. We might be seeing us on twitch.tv/Gooner Meads at the moment. YouTube is where it really helps us out. So if you could jump in on the YouTube channel, give us a like, share and subscribe. It really helps us up. The channel has been growing at an incredible rate, and the guys that are working alongside me as well have been absolutely phenomenal. Fran, bless her, had her own stream on her own channel yesterday, and she was absolutely fantastic. You could call her fantastic if you like. But just yes, you know it. So yeah, big shout out to her. We are coming back as a live stream on Wednesday for the League Cup game against Manchester City. If there's anything else coming up, yes, potentially a bit of an Arsenal quiz. If I can come up with it and making it work, there could be a triple threat match going on Friday.
Oh my word! I hope it happens. No pressure.
It's going to happen somehow or another.
Thank you.
It will happen.
Yes.
So yeah, we should look forward to that. I believe Sam will be with us. I think Fran will be with us as well, and I shall be the quiz master allegedly. Oh God, I hope it works. But
just remember, Lee.
The weekend.
Yeah.
Jam that
jam.
Yeah. There might be one person in the chat who understands that reference. Hi, Sam. But listen, I think we'll call it quits for tonight, Posh, shall we?
Okay.
And regarding the weekend's games, I know the Brentford game. I'm certainly not going to be able to cover because it's not
a 3 o'clock kickoff,
and I'm going to be at work at the time there. So keep an eye on us. We'll try and sort something out. But for meantime, I'm Gooner Meads. This is at Posh Bertie. We are at Gooner Gathering. Thank you very much for everyone who's been watching us tonight, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.
Thank you very much.